So it's been a good solid, I don't know, maybe 2 days or 3 days since I've went out to the garden. Well over a week since I harvested something on video. So I figured I'd give you a quick update on the garden and harvest some stuff too. This won't be a garden tour, that's coming in a couple days. The gourds and the zucchini appear to be flowering nicely. You can see all the nice orange flowers coming in on these things right now. Anyways, let's get to right into the harvesting stuff. All right, so we have this cucumber right here. If we leave this thing on this vine for any longer, this thing is going to unfortunately get worse. And as you can see, it did come off in the wrong way, but I'm still gonna put it in there just because. Anyways, let's move on to the tomatoes, the bigger tomatoes, because we want to harvest the smaller ones that way they don't get crushed by the much larger ones. Oh, and check out this pepper. Let's do the transition. So I like to start off with the back, or with the row closest to the road. Oh, and check out this cool little solo sunflower, man. It's been doing all its job. It wasn't expected. I was about to rip this thing out the other day until I realized it's a sunflower, and bees up there are going crazy on it. So we first start off with the plant over here, and this tomato right here is looking like a nice and worthy contender of some of the best tomato I think I've ever seen. Although it does have some tears in the top, I'm still gonna harvest it because why not? This tomato, on the other hand, has 2 overdone tomatoes, as you can see, that I'm gonna feed to the chickies. This one, perfect, right here. So we've so far gotten 2 tomatoes and 1 midget cucumber. Yeah, the cucumber would just turn yellow. We have to get them as early as humanly possible if we want any chance of them turning out half decent. So over here, we have these 2 tomatoes, which I'm just gonna harvest for the sake of harvesting, because they aren't gonna get any better, and that's about the best we could probably get from them. And this is definitely chicken feed right there. Don't worry, we're gonna do that cool little classical tradition that we do in garden videos, where we feed the stuff that it's not completely inedible, it's just something you don't want on the plate to the chickies. And oh, trust me, there's some bigger tomatoes coming in a second. Just keep watching, you know. We need to keep the viewer retention up if we want any shot at this getting over 60 views. Anyways, if you want to help me reach the 4,000 hours, run the playlist, everybody. There's playlists in the description and in the comments below. And yeah, let's move on to the second row to harvest some more cool stuff. Oh, and that cucumber's disgusting. No, we're not even feeding that to the chickens. Oh, this will be so good, but it has the black stuff on top, so that's not gonna be that good. And yeah, let's check out this row. This row is definitely the unhealthier one. That row is definitely way healthier than this one. You can definitely tell just by taking a look at some of the disgusting things over here. But there is a plus side that at least there are some tomatoes that are alive. Except for this one. This one's chicken feed. This one, on the other hand, oh boy. This is a nice looking one. Got a nice looking tomato today, man. My goal was at least 1 nice looking tomato. And I think we found our nice looking tomato and a worthy opponent. A nice worthy opponent too. This thing's massive. I'm probably gonna have to move that poor little cucumber up as we harvest some more tomatoes. Yeah, we're just taking a look at stuff that's ready, because the rain's just been washing out the garden recently. Like, y'all gotta trust me on this one. The rain is getting absurd. And at this point, if there's a hurricane, there's nothing you could really do about it. That's how screwed the garden is. Like last year, if there was a hurricane, it would be a rejoiceful day. But this year, if there's a hurricane, the garden's screwed. Like, completely. And utterly screwed. That's how screwed we're talking about. Oh boy, and now we're getting to the moment that's gonna have the reviewer attention at the highest. Definitely not in a chokehold. Anyways, let's move on to that row. I already got some big tomatoes, which is why this basket is starting to get hard to carry with one hand. But let's take a look and see what is ready in this massive garden of possibility. The aromas are just begging to be harvested. And there's a honeybee on some of these. But oh boy, we've got our first one from this row, and probably one of many. So let's take a look at some more of these over here and try not to step on bees or flies or anything. They'll get annoyed. Oh yay, another big tomato right over here coming your way. Here, you know, second big tomato. Actually, like one of many big tomatoes coming right your way. And yeah, I said this would have viewer retention in the chokehold. I wasn't wrong. But there is one I look like I missed, probably multiple, that are gonna be crying for help as I harvest more. And I'm gonna have to move this cucumber up a little bit. to ensure that it lives to see another day. Romas are next. If I have to harvest too many of these, I'm gonna have to put this thing into time lapse. But we're gonna start all the way over here, just for the sake of, well, difference. Let's take a look. So some of these are on the ground because wind, you know, laws of physics. And some of these are still attached. Some of these are completely edible. Some of them are barely edible and chicken food worthy. And some of them are throw this thing in the trash immediately type of edible. Doesn't look like any more on this plant. There's definitely some over harvested ones every now and then. Like this one right here. This one is okay. You have to like feel them. Like if this is squishy, feed it to your chickens or ducks or not your dogs. I was about to say dogs, but you know, you can't feed everything to your dogs. This one's looking nice. Only complaint about this one is that this one's like insanely orange compared to the typical tomato, which is darker, which is a little bit unfortunate, but it's the only way it could harvest it in at least a somewhat decent state. And yeah, this is a massive harvest. I think this is probably the biggest harvest we'll do all year. Here's another one. Oh boy, we're starting to fill this thing up. I'm gonna weigh this thing right at the end of the video and give you a total. And yeah, let's keep harvesting this stuff. By the looks of things, I'm gonna have to switch this thing right into time-lapse mode. Although it would be cool to have an 8.5 minute long video, I don't want to keep this thing over like 10 minutes because I screwed up massively last time I did a video over 10 minutes and viewer retention sucked. So yeah, if you haven't already, check out my duck documentary. I spent like 18 hours working on that thing. Anyways, transition into time-lapse. This is what I got in terms of tomatoes. We're already reaching nearly the top on this thing. This thing definitely has to weigh at least 3 or 4 pounds at this point, probably more than that. Anyways, let's go and harvest one more tomato before my camera completely just shuts off because it's dying. And also maybe some eggplants as well, while we're at it, of course. So let's choose some eggplants to harvest, starting obviously with this one. This one is looking real nice today, man. That one is harvestable. You see this thing looking real nice. Let's put this thing right in here. I estimate we have maybe around 80 tomatoes, and I want to get at least 3 eggplants. I don't know about the white eggplants, maybe 1 at the most, but I can definitely see this one as well being ready for the harvest as well. So I'll put you into time-lapse mode while we look for the best eggplants. So we got a couple eggplants, 4 normal ones and 1 white one. Let's go over here and harvest some of these cherry tomatoes next, and then we do the one and only chicken. We got like 10 cherry tomatoes and so many other ones. Anyways, let's do this chicken spree. So this strawberry's been developing in here recently and it survived. So let's harvest this. All right, chickies, here's your meal. And also the total weight of all the things combined was 8.25 pounds. Enjoy, be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next garden harvest.